Welcome to another dojo topic. Today we're talking about working with the higher self. We, again, this conversation just went on and on. We stayed together in our live session, probably 30 minutes after. We just kept going and new epiphanies were coming to us. And this was such an amazing conversation. And I'm excited to share this topic with you. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can be part of this as well. I want to invite you, first and foremost, you're welcome to join us live virtually every Tuesday at 10 a.m. at the dojo. You can go to this website and look for more information if you choose. If you cannot be with us live, I'm so happy that you're here with us now. Last week, our topic was if life were an amusement park. And as you can imagine, there were a lot of ups and downs on that topic. No pun intended. But today we're going to be talking about working with the higher self. So while we're talking about the higher self, the first question to ask ourselves is, what is the higher self? The higher self is you in non-physical form that is connected to universal consciousness or higher power, whatever you call that power. God, universe, Allah, creator, supreme intelligence, whatever you call that higher power. You are always connected to that higher power. And you in non-physical form is connected to that power and guiding you all the time. It's often felt as a source of wisdom, intuition, and guidance that transcends the limitations of duality of the mind. And we talked about duality of the mind. In fact, I think we've been touching on that the last couple videos, the last few weeks. So you can go in and look at those, any of those videos. But, the higher self, it's that part of you that can see your existence from a higher vantage point. Wouldn't that be nice? Just realizing like, okay, I know I can only see what I can see in my direct line of sight, but there's something out there that is watching over me, guiding me, asking me, are you sure this is really what you want to do? I mean, sometimes we might feel like we're really alone in the world or like people don't understand us, but this is an opportunity to embrace your higher self. And when you're working with the higher self, you realize you're never alone. There's always someone there watching over you. From this higher vantage point, it has the ability to encourage you to move a little to the left, take a different street, delay your departure, call this person, read this book, pay attention to this movie. Think of all the thoughts and feelings, both positive and negative, as guidance from your higher self, giving you invitations to adjust your course. To work with the higher self effectively, you'll want to prioritize awareness. Are you listening consciously and paying attention to all the signs around you? Because, man, there are a lot of signs around you. How do you know what to listen to? Well, first and foremost, whatever you're listening to, I mean, if it's social media and it's weighing you down, anything you're paying attention to, putting your focus on, giving your attention to, if it's making you feel heavy or concave, meaning, like your shoulders go in and you just feel all tight in the body, you feel a heaviness, that's something that you're being given the invitation to let go of. Anything that makes you feel happy and joyful and light and kicking up your heels and laughing, that's an invitation to be living in your highest joy, to be, not to do, but to be. So we're always being given signs. It's what signs are you paying attention to, and what signs are you letting pass you by? Nope, not paying attention to that one. Because every positive or negative feeling is an invitation for a course correction. And when negative feelings are welcomed instead of resisted, they can be of tremendous value. I mean, hello, all negative feelings are like a big red sign saying, wrong way, go back, reconsider. Are you sure? That's all it is. But sometimes we take that on and we're like, oh, the world is ending, the sky is falling, when it's simply an invitation. You know, do you really want to keep this up? Do you really want to keep being miserable? Do you really want to stay with this person who's making you uncomfortable, this job that you don't feel fulfilled in, this relationship that you don't feel fulfilled in? Do you really want to keep ignoring your health? Anything that's making you feel constricted, it's an invitation. Simply asking you, do you really want to keep going this way? Or would you like to choose a different course? And when you can ask yourself that question from a really powerful state of being, meaning that you're not judging it, you're not giving yourself a hard time, you're just saying, well, okay, maybe. Okay, I'll check this out. I'll try it. I mean, you're gifting yourself from your own power. Think about it. When you get a negative feeling, which is your higher self asking you if this is what you really want, if you resist it, it's like giving up your power to choose. Because the experience that creates that constriction, it's simply an invitation. Do you want this or don't you want this? But if you're going to hold on to it and you're going to talk about how awful it is and how awful this person is and how awful things are all around you, that's continuing to hold that energy in your body, and it continues to constrict. And you know, that energy's got to go somewhere. It's going to come out in some type of dis-ease of the body. And you just keep feeling that heaviness. So it's simply yes or no. Do you want to keep going this direction? Or are you going to choose a different course? It's an invitation. It's an invitation. Let it be that easy. It's an invitation. Now you might be thinking, yeah, but some invitations, I have to put a lot of thought into it. Do I want to go? Do I want to stay? Do I want to accept it? It's just an invitation. Pay attention and ask yourself, do I want to accept this invitation? And if the answer is yes, does that answer make you feel light and happy and like kicking your heels up? Or if you say yes, does it make you feel heavy, constricted, negative feelings? That's your clue right there. Okay, you think you want to say yes, but maybe you want to decline this invitation. The choice is yours. So if your higher self is guiding you through your feelings, the question to ask yourself is, are you aware of the feelings your thoughts are creating? You can fight it all you want. And by fighting, I mean not believing that you have this power. But that fight only exists in the duality of the mind. It only exists in here, in your mind. It's urging you to decline the invitations from your higher self. So you've got invitations for all this joy and happiness and laughter and fun. And the duality of the mind is saying, that's not really possible. It can't be that easy. Maybe you got to make this harder. Instead of accepting the invitation to fight your way through the day, you can decline that invitation and accept the invitation from your higher self to keep your vibrational energy high, happy, loving, joyful. The most powerful way to accept an invitation from your higher self is to acknowledge any signs of low energy and consciously keep your energy high. So if you're feeling non-committal, like I'm not sure, I don't know, I can't figure this out, nothing's going right, those are low energy signs. And again, it's just a sign. Do you want to accept that invitation or let go of that invitation? You can do this by acting on your highest passion in any given moment, that you can, to the best of your ability, and taking it as far as you can until you can take it no further, with zero insistence or assumption as to what the outcome should be. So what does that mean? If you're acting on your highest joy, your highest excitement in any given moment, are you saying like, you know what? I really want to sit down and read this book. Right now, that is the most exciting thing that I think I could do. Go for it. Allow yourself to act on your highest excitement. Allow yourself to choose high vibrational opportunities instead of trying to convince yourself that you've got to stay in something that's creating unhappiness or conflict for you. As an example, you're currently listening to this message because it's something you're enjoying. When you're finished listening to this message, you might decide to have a cup of tea, bake some cookies, go for a walk. In any given moment, if you're doing the thing that excites you the most, now just think about this. So if you think about a negative thought and you realize like, oh, negative thoughts are coming into my head, right there are you acting on your highest excitement? No, you're not. You're acting on or thinking about or giving energy to something that is constricting, feels like struggle, feels heavy. When you want to keep your energy high, and most of us were not taught to do this, but this is the opportunity that you have. And when you learn to act on your highest excitement and you prioritize that, you know what? I'm just going to prioritize acting on my highest excitement. I mean, why would we choose not to do that? That's the question that you want to ask yourself. Why would I choose not to do that? Yeah. And then you might be asking me, well, Nancy, I can't just do that. I've got responsibilities, I've got meetings, I've got goals I have to meet. And again, everything's an invitation. Take this information and go with it, dump it in the trash, don't pay attention to it. The invitation is yours. It's your choice. You don't even have to be thinking about why you're doing something. You simply have to decide. And when I say have to, I'm talking about if you want to choose this experience, you simply prioritize. I want to feel good in any given moment. The cool thing is, you don't even have to be doing the thing that brings you excitement. You don't have to physically be doing anything. You could simply be thinking about something that excites you. If standing on the beach with your toes in the surf brings you excitement, close your eyes and picture that scenario. Imagine you're just standing there and the surf's coming up and the sand is kind of shifting below your feet. And so you kind of just shift your balance and you feel the water over your feet and you feel the sun on your face. I mean, gosh, you could get into that feeling and you could create that, right? Whenever you infuse an action with the same level of excitement and passion, the energy of that excitement will allow your body to read the thing you're doing and perceive the action that you're taking as real. So the action in this example is closing your eyes and imagining yourself right there standing in the surf. That's the action that you're taking. But so many of us think, oh no, I have to go to the beach. And if you don't live near a beach, now what happens? Now you tell yourself, well, yeah, I'd love to be at the beach, but I don't live at the beach. So you don't have to physically be there. Close your eyes and create the experience for yourself. The body consciousness itself will respond to your energy waves before it will respond to the form. Because let's face it, you could be at the beach and be in a bad mood. Or you could be standing in your living room, closing your eyes, imagining yourself at the beach and loving the experience that you're having. The first wave is awareness. When we're working with our higher self, when we're prioritizing awareness and allowing the higher self to guide us, the first wave that we feel from awareness comes from your higher mind, through your heart, to your mind, and then your eyes. What does that mean? Think about all these people who are talking about manifesting, right? They're thinking about what they want, and then they want to manifest it. So they want to go from the mind to the eyes, the mind to the eyes, the mind to the eyes. But that's not how it works. It all starts with awareness, and then the higher mind, and then through the heart. So there is a process, but when you're frustrated and you're going back and forth and you're saying, I'm doing my affirmations, but I don't see it coming to fruition. You're going from the mind to the eyes, the mind to the eyes. Allow yourself to be guided from your higher self. Ride that wave, baby. If you have any doubts about how this works, remember, doubt is 100% trust in something you do not prefer. That is right there. We're stopping and thinking about and repeating that to yourself. When you're doubting, that means you have 100% belief in whatever it is that you're doubting, that that is the truth. You don't have to attract anything at all. All you have to do is let go of whatever you're using to block what it is that you say you want. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. It was one of our dojo topics about stop trying to manifest. So when you're going from the mind to the eyes, mind to the eyes, you're trying to manifest something, but you don't have to keep trying. All you have to do is embody effortless being. So the next time you find yourself doubting, questioning life, or even wonder what your purpose is, all you have to do is follow the energy formula to act on your highest excitement in any given moment without any conditions about the outcome. This is the peace of mind you can experience when you allow yourself to be guided by your higher self. Of course, it's also worth mentioning that you have free will. We're all born with free will. You can also choose to ignore the higher self and create struggle and negative experiences for yourself. You hold all the power to choose, to act, to perceive, to experience, to reflect, to learn, to grow, to transcend, and the power to forget, so that you can utilize every one of these powers within you to create your physical reality experience, and your higher self is always with you every step of the way. We all chose to forget when we came into this world. And we chose to forget so that we have free will to choose how we want to create our reality. So you get to choose. You have the power. You hold all the power. If you only take away one thing from today's message, remember this. Even if there are times when it doesn't feel like it, you are never alone. Look at this picture. It might seem like the purple flower is the only one there, but if you pay attention, you notice there are many, many, many flowers all around. And that's you. There are many, many people, places, opportunities, experiences all around you. You are never alone. You do not have to go through anything by yourself. Know your worth, know your value. And if you are seeking something beyond what your knowledge is, there will always be something or someone out there to give you exactly what you're searching for. All you have to do is embrace your higher self, allow your higher self to guide you, and believe that there is such a thing as the higher self. Because you are loved. We are all loved beyond measure. But sometimes we go through life and things happen and we think, oh, this has just been horrible, year after year after year after year. And then you make a decision that you want to do something different, but you don't even know where to start. Or maybe years and years of conditioning have told you that you don't deserve anything different. There will always be someone out there to lend a hand, to share a message, to give you guidance. There's always someone available. You are never, never alone. If you want any support with any of this kind of work, visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. Check out the dojo. Maybe you want to join us live on Tuesdays. Whatever it is that calls to you, that will be exactly what you need in the moment. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.